Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. Today, it is Thursday, May 11th, 2023. We are in the land of the living, of course. I'm excited about that. Of course, we are live on Facebook as Sunshine Camila. Of course, we share. Please join us. Please join us. We are live on the YouTube channel, which is Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. Please like, share, and subscribe. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Twitter. And of course, our motto here, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. It has been proven over and over again since we started this show 2 years, going on 3 years in September.
Wow.
So I'm excited. As I always say, I have some of the dopest, greatest people that come through on this show. I don't think it's been an area that I have not touched yet. And I'm excited about this person. She has been a light in getting information, breaking down myths, legacy, you name it. She's about that life. Tonight we have Miss Alpha here, and we're going to read some of her bio, of her 3-page bio that I said short bio, and she sent me a whole, yeah. So I'm going to read some of this, and then we're going to save some of it for our conversation tonight. So A&O Alpha and Omega Naturals is founded and handcrafted by Detroit native Alpha Bourne, now a mother of 3, which I still can't believe, who grew up in the hair world alongside her mother, Kristen Bourne Highgate, who was once known as one of the baddest hairdressers in the city of Detroit during the 80s and 90s. Alpha created A&O, Alpha and Omega Naturals, after embarking on her own natural hair journey that was inspired by the need to find a solution to her daughter's Omega's dry hair issues. In early 2015, while scrolling through YouTube videos, Alpha stumbled on Renee1 or _1 YouTube channel. As the natural hair vlogger discussed tips to grow natural hair, Alpha couldn't help but notice Renee's beautiful curls and knew at that point she had to learn the new techniques for herself and her daughter. So many things I'm going to leave into our conversation, but the fact that just seeing it and then being around it with her mom and then knowing she had to do something for herself and her daughter inspired her to do what was needed for herself. So again, I want you to not only look at her beautiful hair, and I was one of those people who said, like, is that your real hair? And she was like, yeah, it's all mine. And then that's how we had in the conversation about her hair products, because I was looking at her own hair. And so tonight I want you guys to welcome Alpha Bourne to the show. And I'm so excited to not only let you guys know that she's also a member of Perilous Times Production Play.
Yay.
And she was quiet at first, but then she began to speak out. And I noticed her. And I thought her son was her brother. And he also was a member of Perilous Times Production Play. And I said, there's no way that this young man is your son. Sure enough, it was so. So going back to the beginning, Alpha,
Yes.
when did you know that you wanted to, outside of what we read, that you wanted to get into beauty, into hair, into all of that? Is that because your mom was in it, or what was it?
So, first of all, thank you for having me here and
Of
thank you for
course.
that nice, cool introduction. I love that. Um, I was born in it. My mom was doing hair for the time I was a baby, itty bitty tiny 6 weeks old baby. She was doing hair, so I grew up in it, right up under her, literally, side by side. So I didn't have a choice in the matter. I don't think, but I liked it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I was 4 years old, braiding. You know what I'm saying? I knew what it was, and that's where it comes from. So it comes from her.
So with your mom, I put in here, of course, let's go from here. We know who you are.
Hmm.
We know that Alpha and Omega Naturals. Where did the name come from?
So the name came from God. He woke me up one morning and told me, "So you're finna build an empire, and you're gonna name it Alpha and Omega Naturals Hair and Skincare Company." And I'm laying there because I'm not even asleep. I'm woke. I'm laying. I'm listening, and he says, "Now this is not about you and Omega. Yes, I named you Alpha and I named her Omega, but this is about me." And so I laid there and I'm like, "Okay, Lord, well, how we gonna do it? Because I don't have no monies, I don't have no product, I don't have no nothing." Like, okay, but I believe it. But because he had been preparing me and learning, about the ingredients and things prior to, so I was ready in that aspect, but I didn't have anything to get it going with. But that's where the name came from. And so once he gave me that, then he gave it to me again. He said, "Hey, naturals." So I knew I had to work that in somehow. Like, okay, so it's Alpha and Omega Naturals Hair and Skincare Company, but then we also call it Naturals for as its nickname, right? And then the brand itself for the product is just Alpha and Omega Naturals. So we just took the rest of it off. So that's you know, the major parent part of it, and then we just DBA the Alpha and Omega Naturals.
So let's go back to your the training.
Hmm.
So with under being under your mom, did you
Yes.
actually go to school for hair and products, or it was just I'm paying attention and I'm learning that way?
Yep, that's how I learned. And the funny thing is, I learned that way growing up. I was hands on with her, so I was her help, right? I was her shampoo girl. I was the right hand, right? So
Right.
I learned from her everything. She was licensed. She had been to school. She was licensed, so I just was with her the whole time. And I attempted to go to school in high school when they had Votech.
Hmm.
They wouldn't let me go, so I didn't get to do it because that was for me. I'm like, if I'm gonna go to school for hair, I'm gonna do it now. All right, I'm in high school because when I get out of here, I don't want to be doing hair forever. So I'm not gonna switch gears and go, okay, now I'm going to school for hair. I'm not gonna do that because I've been doing this my whole life. Like for me, it's like I've been here. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't pursue it as far as like an education part of it. So I like I said, I grew up with her, and by the time I was 14, I had a full on clientele. I started my own clientele at like 11, and I started doing all my cousins' hair in the family. I took on that role for them, and then by the time I was 14 years old, I was taking on full on grown women from working at Chrysler and Blue Cross Blue Shield. I had a full on clientele, and my mom was very popular in here because, like I said, she had been doing it my whole life, and she has started doing the hair shows in was it 92.
Hmm.
So she was the first one to start the hair shows that were hype, right, when they were fun. And so her and her friends were the first ones to do that. And that's when Mr. Little got real popular. Cool C, because they won. Cool C won her student competition, And then Mr. Little won the stylist competition,
Mm-hmm.
and he blew up huge, after that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we were right there. We were their dance act, and we, as the kids, my sister, my brothers, cousins, we was, all a part of the whole thing, all the way up. And so we did that. But my mom had customers wrapped around the basement because she did hair at home, and we from time she's always done it at home. So she would have customers wrapped around the basement walls till 6, 7 o'clock in the morning doing hair, right? And I was there. I was right there. I went to school. I came home. That was my job. I worked with her, and then she began to pay me as I started really learning how to do the certain things that I can take off her hands. So she began to pay me, and then I got good at it, and I was next up, So when she wasn't available, I was available,
Okay.
and that's how that went down. And I did hair all the way until 2011 is when I quit doing hair because the Lord, he told me to quit. He's like, okay, you're done. And then he began to teach me other stuff. The natural hair part didn't come about till 2015, right? But he was already teaching me, and I knew because I've always wanted to have my own hairline, but I thought I would get it because I was pursuing acting and singing and things during uh, my teenager years in college. I went to school for theater.
Okay.
So I was thinking, okay, when I get big, I get a brand deal or something, and what I'm saying, that's how I would get my hair care line, and because I was always into hair, right? So that was just a part of second nature for me. So I wanted that, but then I got married, and then everything I was doing, I had a TV show I was working on. It was called Real Entertainment. I was a TV host. I was interviewing celebrities and still doing hair off and on. I was trying to quit. My customers wouldn't let me quit. I was trying. I'm like, look, now I'm trying to be a superstar. I got to get out here and
Mm-hmm.
do these other things that I really had a deep passion for. That's really what I really wanted. Hair was just a means for money for me, and again, I liked it because I was good at it, and people trusted me. So I enjoyed doing it, but I knew that wasn't that's not my end all be all, right? I can't
Mm-hmm.
stay behind this chair. I got to get from behind this chair and get out here in the world. So that's what I attempted to do, and I worked on a few productions. I worked on the 8 Mile movie during that time, and I had the TV show, and then I met my now ex husband, and I was married for 20 years. And so during that time frame, my entertainment world began to kind of dissipate, and I was just doing hair. And then in 2011, the Lord was like, okay, you're done. And so he started teaching me other stuff, and I started learning about the herbs, and I started learning about herbs that heal stuff. What I'm saying, which herb is best for this, which herb is best for that, and then I wanted to get I get inspired about where it comes to men and their balding, right? Because my um, brother-in-law at the time, he said one to me one day, Alpha, you got to figure out if you can make my hair grow back, you gonna be the truth. And I said, you know what, Jermaine, I'm a look for it, and so that's what inspired me to start looking at the herbs for men. Like, okay, what herbs or what is this that they're dealing with? How can we change that? How can we combat that? Right. So I started researching that type of stuff. And then, nothing really happened with it. I just was gaining information. But every day I would wake up and the Lord would tell me, okay, go research this ailment or go look up this herb and go see what it does and learn this. So I was learning, all that time. And then 2015 is when, like in the bio, I stated I ran across Miss Renee One's YouTube video, and I'm like, wait, whoa, this is a whole different world. I didn't even know existed. Like, wait a minute, what am I missing here? I've been in the hair world my whole life, and I don't know this, right? I got to figure this out. What is this? And
Mm-hmm.
so I became a YouTube junkie at that point. It was an all day, everyday thing. Like I would take a break to eat. What I'm saying? To help my kids with schoolwork. They homeschool, so I would help them with their schoolwork, and I was right back at it. Like, okay, what am I missing? Learning new things. And I started doing the hair rinses with the hair tea, herbal teas and stuff. And I liked it. I started doing that. I did some rice water stuff. I did the oils and stuff, and that's where that was pretty much all I had going. And I was then research trying to search out what products my hair liked. I went through that phase, and that was a lot. That part was a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and so I just kind of just kept learning. I tried my as far as my hairstyles went. I tried to wash and go for the first time, and I looked crazy. And but in that moment, I was gaining so much knowledge. I was starting to now really pay attention to my hair. Right? Okay, what am I dealing with? Right? What is happening here? What am I? How I didn't really pay attention to it before. You just wash it and style it and keep it moving. I didn't pay attention to the curl pattern. I didn't pay attention to the fact that I had all this heat damage on top of my head. Right? Because we were taught, oh, you want to heat train your hair, right? Well, heat training is ultimately you getting heat damage. Okay, because people don't want to reverse. So I want to heat train it. Well, you constantly putting heat on top of on a regular basis, your hair begin to lose its elasticity, and them keratin bonds begin to break down, right? So I was just it was just a new world for me, and I dove in, and that's pretty much what it was, and figuring out what hairstyles I can rock in the process. And I really wanted to embrace and learn what God had did when He created me. Right, my goal was, okay, Lord, I see these beautiful women, and they going from basic to goddess. Like, what? How do I get there? How do I do that? Like, what did you create with me? I see what you did with them, and they're absolutely gorgeous, right? And I'm like, okay, what am I missing? Like, how? What was your intention when you created me? What was your vision, right? So I want to figure it out. I want to see it. And so I went on that journey, and I just said, I'm about to just do it. And I don't care what nobody got to say about it. I don't care how I come out looking. I might look crazy because I got to figure it out, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
So, in the process of learning the patterns, so you figured out yours. How do you figure out other people's patterns in their hair?
Well, what I like to tell people is I can help you figure it out, but it's ultimately up to you to pay attention to your hair because I'm not going to be with you every day, right? So we have become so dependent on other people in our heads.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a part of us that we have just kind of just given to other folks. Whereas that's a part of you, we should know it.
Mm-hmm.
We just like oh, if I put this lotion on, my skin gonna itch, right? Just like that about your other parts of your body, your hair should be known as well. It shouldn't be a foreign uh object to you. And so I just in that sense, I just try to guide people in what they need to do and help them understand it because I understand that again, I'm not gonna be with you every day. I'm not gonna be in your head every day. I'm not gonna be doing all that. You should know. You gotta know. You need to know. And you
Mm-hmm.
can let somebody else help you out and do your hair from time to time, but ultimately we should know our hair. And we don't. We should. It's a
Mm-hmm.
part of us, right? I don't expect you to know my hair, right? I gotta know it, right? And if I ask you about yours, you should be able to tell me what your hair like and what it don't like because you're paying attention, right? And that comes with trial and error because you got to try things out to see whether or not it's gonna what it like, what it don't like, um, the feel of it and the health of it ultimately. And so that becomes a personal thing. But I'm here to help guide you, and I can tell you, saying try this or do it this way, or maybe because your twist may be different. You might twist your hair a different direction, and I twist mine. You know what I mean? It comes down to little stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody here is different. It's not the same. So I can't, I can help. I can try to make a product that can be universal. But at the end of the day, it's going to be somebody who still can't use it, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
So, in an average, how long does it take you to help a person or figure out, even with your own hair, how long did it take you to figure it out?
well, first I had to go through the transition stage. So in that point, I didn't really worry too much about it. I just did style my hair would look nice because, like I said, I had a ton of heat damage on top of my head. This was curly and bushy, and this was halfway curly, and then this was just bone straight, right? So I had to go through that process first. So in that time, you just try to make it work, find something that look decent on you. Find a couple, one or two styles that you can rock and you feel good within yourself. You ain't out here, you know what I'm saying, feeling all embarrassed because your hair ain't right. Do that first, and then once you get past that point, and you're at the stage where okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut off whatever remaining damage is left. Or if you did a big chop, you're learning from the beginning of your hair, right? So it's two different ways to go about it. But with the transition, you got to transition first, and then once that's done, you see your hair in its full form, and now you go in because your products is going to change once you're done with the transition phase. Your products is going to change. Now you're going to be really focused in. Okay, I really want something that's really going to work. Now I got this new head of hair, right? Because what worked while you were transitioning may not work while once you're done transitioning. It can be a whole different ball game.
Right. So when did you realize with your research with the vitamins and things of that nature, when did you know that you can begin to heal people with alopecia and people's hair falling out or balding? When did you know you could do that?
When I started researching the ingredients, like the different herbs that I was using, and some of the other ingredients that I added to go along with the herbs, in their profile and how they work, right? I looked for ingredients that were regenerating. I looked for ingredients that could literally rebuild like skin cells and bone and skin and tissue, right? I look for those type of ingredients to add to my product. And then it come with trial and error. You know, you get people who's willing to try it for you, right? And so with having certain people who was trying it and they're beginning to see results because they hadn't been able to grow hair in forever in certain areas, and all of a sudden they got hair growing in this area that wasn't growing before. So that's when I knew, okay, this actually works. You know what I'm saying? But first came down to sorting out the ingredients that was going to help deliver the results that I was looking for.
Hmm. So I mean, I'm sure everybody's hair growth is different, but on an average, with a person that might have alopecia, and I'm understanding there's different version of alopecia,
Yeah, it is.
how long would it take, or would you could guarantee that their hair will grow back?
I always tell people, give A&O at least 3 months. Because first of all, with this product, your hair is going to go through a healing phase first. You'll start using it, and you may not see. You're going to start the results. I mean, it's going to start acting immediately, but it's got to go through a healing phase.
Hmm.
Once it's done going through that healing phase, by the end of that 3 month process, you'll begin to see the results. You'll begin to see the new hair growth coming in. You'll begin to see the strengthening of the hair is different. You'll begin to see that it's more hydrated. But it's gonna take you about 3 months to really see the change take place because, like, again, it's got to go through a healing phase. You have, areas in your scalp that may have been damaged for some reason, or you may have areas that was sleeping, whatever. But what I put in there purposely with intention to wake it up, right?
Hmm.
And to bring forth that new hair, and to whatever was damaged can now begin to heal, right?
And this
So
is
now,
necessarily women, right?
no, it can happen. It can help men too, and you just got to try it. You have to try it. I had a guy who tried the oil. He didn't have any of the other products. He just had the oil, and he was stating that his hair was beginning to, fill in.
Hmm.
But again, it just come with, what I'm saying, people, you gotta just try it. And I do also believe that when you believe something too, that helps. And you know that you trust God, and what if he leads you to A&O, then he's leading you to us for a reason, right? So just trust the process. Trust
So
the
what
process.
actual products do you have?
So first up is our hydrating herbal tea mist. This is the very first product that I made, and it was inspired by the teas that I was currently using at the time. And what ended up happening with that particular tea is the Lord enhanced that tea. Instead of he changed the herbs. He added different herbs than I was originally using. And then he enhanced it with another ingredient that would then take this water that these herbs are brewed in and allow it to penetrate into the hair and into the hair shaft, right? And then it will go into rebuilding the hair shaft and whatever damage was there. It'll begin to heal them strands, right? So that's the herbal tea mist. And then behind the herbal tea mist, I created the revitalizing hair growth oil. So these two in conjunction with each other, they're like buddies, right? You use one, then you back it up with this one. This one can be used however often you want to. That's it's your under your discretion. The tea is a this these are wash day products, right? So this will only be used on wash day, on soaking wet hair after you've shampooed and conditioner. So behind that came the thick and rich leave-in conditioning cream. So this has the same ingredient that the tea has in it, but at a lesser amount. So it backs up the tea in the hydration part, but it also then comes in with the moisturization of the hair. And so with those two working together, it allowed the hair to stay hydrated for longer periods of time
Mm-hmm.
without you having to keep reapplying. And you can use it also like I use it with my flat iron hair, right? And I only have to use a very tiny bit because a little bit goes a very long way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that. And then behind that, I created the shampoo and the deep conditioner. And so what these two do is they're formulated to attract the water, to attract the hydration, right? And then the other ingredients then traps it in
Okay.
and lock it in. So the shampoo is pH balanced as well, so it's not irritating for the scalp. Um, it's sulfate free, and it, like I said, it's very hydrating. And then the deep conditioner is very hydrating and moisturizing. And I also tell people to use a heated cap or a heated hooded dryer when using it, so that way it can deeply, it can penetrate better in the hair. And then lock everything in with your tea and your leave-in conditioner. And then from there, you style your hair as usual.
So with your products, with it being handcrafted, are these? How long does it take you to make a product?
As far as like if I'm just remaking a batch or like formulating it, just redoing a batch.
Yes.
So it can take me 2 days, depending. Not even 2 whole days though. Probably a full. If you count the hours, it'd be like a full 24 hours because
Mm-hmm.
I start the beginning process like the night before, and so while it's sitting and getting worked in, the next day I then build everything, put it together, and then it's done. So I can have it fully packaged and in the bottle, sealed up in that time frame.
Okay.
Except
So
for the oil. The oil is different. The oil is different. That takes I let that sit for a while. You know what I'm saying? So and then I bottle it up and do what I do with it. But that takes a little longer. But everything else I can get it done, a good full day. It'll be all done.
with your uh being living a balanced life, right? So
Hmm.
we know, and we said that you have 3 kids, even though I don't believe it. 3 kids, and you're now divorced,
Yes.
and you're doing this full time, correct? And you have another job.
Yeah, I'm a Jamaican. I got a whole lot of jobs. So yeah, A&O is my baby. But I have my insurance company that I started. I got my license for insurance last September. And that was something else that just kind of fell in my lap, right? But it wasn't something that I was not already familiar with. So I want to say maybe 2016, 2017, the Lord started nudging me to learn about infinite banking, right? And so learning about infinite banking, I learned about whole life policies and how to make money circulate and how to make it grow. And so I was really interested because I'm like, hey, I need to know this because I want to be able to grow my money. I want to be able to be my own private banker if necessary. I can borrow from myself. So that's where I got the idea from. And then I let it sit there for a while. I didn't think about it no more. And then one day I got a job with Citibank, but in the job search thing, I got a message about joining a company, and I'm like, "What is this?" And so they reached out to me about. I found out it was an insurance company, and my first thought was, "I don't want to do no insurance. What they talk about?" And then it dawned on me. I said, "Wait a minute. That's what I was learning about, I'm saying, a few years ago." I said, nah, this might be interesting. Let me go in here and check this out. And so I did. I went to the interview, and I asked the guy at, I forget the name of the place, Banker's Life or somebody. But I went to go to the interview and I asked him, I said, "You guys do infinite banking?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, we have that. We can do a number of different, insurance policies and things." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." But I was intrigued because I'm like, wait a minute, this is money. Like that, you make big money over here. Like I want to know. So I got in. That's how I got in there. But because of that reason. And so I'm licensed in 3 states: Michigan, Virginia, and Ohio. And Nevada will be my next state. Um, I'm licensed for life, health, and annuities. And we just also added on estate planning. We have a humanitarian plan for final expense, and I'm the only agent in Michigan that currently have this plan. So if you know anybody that needs it, that's in the 69 and a half to 84 and a half year age range, and they cannot really afford to purchase regular final expense insurance, I have that, and they could get it through me through and it's like I said, it's a humanitarian plan. So there is a charity that's funding it for you. It's paying the premium for the policyholder, so they don't have to worry about that part. So they can still be insured. Now their family won't be burdened with trying to get funds, once they pass on, right? So they don't have to go get a GoFundMe because they got money that's available to them. And churches can benefit off of it as well. So we have that. Then we also have debt free for life. So if you look, people that's looking to get out of debt faster, we do have specially designed insurance contracts that can be created to help you do that. And we also just added the employee retention tax credit. So for business owners who lost out a lot because of the pandemic, we can help get you money for the tax credits. So I have all that going on. It's a lot, and I'm trying to get it going. And outside of that, I have another little, my little 4-day job I have with a work from home solutions platform. So I do that on the weekends, and so I'm trying to put that down so I can, put all my other energy into everything else that I'm trying to create. And so the goal, though, for the insurance company and A&O is to eventually merge them together to where when you see A&O, we also have other help for you, right? So
Yes.
you come to an A&O facility or a salon, because I do want to create one eventually. You know that, oh, while I'm sitting here getting my hair done, I can go over there and take care of my insurance needs. I can go over there and take care of, I can get debt free for life if I need to. I can, we're family, right? So yeah, that's the dream. That's the goal, and that's what I'm shooting for.
So in all of this, and I'm saying, what does a balanced life look like for you?
I don't know what balance is. Okay, I don't know what that word means. Okay, because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm a single mom now, right? So I got the kids, and now they're getting into activities. I got a 2-year-old who's demanding, and me and the kids, we work. Me and the older two, we all work together to help with the 2-year-old. So they help me out a whole lot in being able to work when I have to, and do stuff like this. Like right now they have him, and my daughter's old enough to, they cook, so we take turns cooking, and we just get together and make it happen as our little 4 little person unit. And then we get animals. We get a dog and a cat, and we fit them in and get them done. So balance, we make it happen how the best way we can. And then when I have things going on, I just, okay, y'all, this is what we're doing this week. I got this and this. So on this day you got to watch him, or on this day I need you to go with me. You know what I'm saying, to get this going. So they team up with me, and then my son, he's helping me with the YouTube channel and doing the editing, and he helps me film and stuff. So that's his world. He's into media, so that's his world. And then my daughter, she comes in and she give me the yay or the nay on whatever I'm doing, because she's very particular. Okay. And she's also our graphic person, but she hasn't gotten into it as much as she I would want her to. But that's her goal, or in her job is to, she'll be creating the graphic designs for the t-shirts that come along with A&O Naturals. So those will be coming to the website as well soon. So we're just trying to build a little family, what I'm saying, family business. I'm trying to teach them and get them going, because they have so many talents of their own. So I'm like, listen, you guys come with me, and then they also want to be actors too. They want that life too. So all three of us is just like, okay, we in this together. Whose turn is it? What we doing?
Okay.
Who we are. Yeah.
So the website she just mentioned, alpha and omega naturals.com.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I was sitting at home one day, and my mom was talking about her scalp and her hair, and I'm thinking to myself, like, wait, I know somebody who just might can help you. And I'm like, let me reach out. Alpha, my mom says, or this is going on. We need a consultation. And come to find out, Alpha is like 5 minutes literally away from my house.
Yes.
And and a few days, I want to say maybe 2 days later, Alpha was at my mom's house. And from there, my mom was very not only impressed, but Alpha took the time to really discuss with her, not to just push on her products or anything like that. Mm-hmm. No, she was actually going through step by step, telling her what was going on, what she thought was going on, what she needed to start from scratch to now get yourself prepared for the healing process, to not only heal but also to grow. And my mom, matter of fact, she just asked about Alpha yesterday, about getting with her to get products. My mom was very, like I said, very impressed with her, to the point of, well, she, most people start talking to you about what they do and they want to tell you all about their products. And she was like, no, you need to clean your hair. You need to strip down from all this other stuff that you didn't put in your hair. And I said, she told you all that? She's like, yeah. So my mom was very impressed that you didn't push, and she was really telling her what needs to be done. And then I thought about some things, and I'm like, what is some natural things that can be done to help with, and it happens with facial hair. And the first thing she said, with these four letters that some women deal with that have been diagnosed or don't even know you have it, and it's PCOS. And I'm like, dang, the gynecologist been saying that for years, but I ain't never really, for one, I'm in denial. I didn't want to accept, which deals with your hormones, your health, your hair growth, abnormal cycles, and all of this stuff. And I'm like, yes, 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 yes. I'm like, do you have anything? And she was like, no, but I have something that can help you. And I'm like, okay, because we have all these different things. And the first thing they want to say is, well, did you wax? I was like, yeah, I did that. That's too much pain. I've done the threading, too much pain. I was recommended to laser all of that, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna make marks on your face. No, thank you. I need something because I'm tired of shaving. I'm tired of all of this. Like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so she gave me the information to start something, to start helping me, not only as a woman, but it's also going to help with all the other issues that was going on in my body. And again, thank you for that information. Thank you for the research that you already have done. That a lot of times we don't, as women, we don't get together and talk about these things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about your hair. I mean, and
No.
all people say, your hair is your glory, your crown, and things of that nature. Um, but it's also your whole balance of you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the important part that I really enjoyed about. Hey, TT is on.
Hey, TT.
Really getting to know your body as a woman,
Mm-hmm. It's
and
important.
that part. Can we speak on that about, um, like you said, you should know your own hair. You should know your body. So how important is that?
That's extremely important. It's extremely important because, first of all, um, with women dealing with things like that, the first thing the doctor is going to push you on is birth control to try to
Yep.
regulate your hormones. And the reason, and it's crazy how I began to learn about PCOS. I started learning about PCOS when I was pregnant with my 2-year-old. Well, right before I got pregnant with him, actually. And I was watching all these women going through the struggle. I'm like, what is PCOS? What is going on? But I later come to find out it runs in the family, right? But that's how I began to learn. I saw another lady on there who was using herbs to help her, and I'm going, well, I don't doubt that it's something, that it's a way to help, right? So then I have my baby, my daughter, she's going through having her cycle again. Omega, okay, is the reason, right? So we're gonna thank Omega for you because
Right.
of her, I had to go find that, right?
Okay.
And so she began to have issues with her cycle where it was coming or not coming. And then she bleeding for a whole month at a time, heavy cycles. And I'm going, this ain't normal. So I did the normal wait the 2 year because she had just started her cycle at like 11, 10 and a half. Well, the week she turned 11. She just started her cycle. So I gave it the time that you're supposed to. I always say, well, give it time, give it a couple years to, what I'm saying, get adjusted and see from there. So I gave it that time, and then I'm like, okay, this baby ain't had a cycle in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And so I took her to the doctor, and then we go and see all these doctors that were trying to figure out what was going on with her. One doctor diagnosed her with, well, he's diagnosing her. He hasn't fully just said this is it, but she did test positive for Sjogren's disease. And then her adolescent medicine doctor was testing her for PCOS. And so she went into talking about, okay, well, I want to put her on birth control. And I'm like, I already know that's a negative, right? Because I've already done all the research for it. I've already been there. I did all of that because I was on the IUD, the Paragard, for 12 years, well, 11 years, and I was researching that and like what the side effects is that and how birth control affects the hormones. So I have been researching all of these things for a couple of years. So I already knew out the gate, like, y'all not putting her on birth control. That's first and foremost. Before I do that, we're going to find a natural solution,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I couldn't find anything initially. And then I had found different herbs that I could use and even creating a special cream and stuff for women, right? So I'm like, that's still on my list of things to do. When I get down to the skincare line or whatever, I do want to create a cream that is can help in that area. But we got desperate. We were in the doctor's office one day, and she's literally writing a script for the birth control. She wanted to put her on progesterone, a low dose progesterone, and I'm going. I'm never going to allow her to take it. In my head, I didn't tell the doctor that, but I'm like, not until we find something else first,
Right.
right? So in that moment, I Googled again, and lo and behold, they pop up, and I'm going, okay. I think I got something. I felt it like, okay, I think this is it. So I called them because I was concerned about her age. She's 15. I'm like, okay, is she too young? What's the age range? Is it safe for her? And the one lady was like, well, it's really geared for people like, 18 and up. She's still kind of young. And so she said, but we're going to have the owner would have called you. So she finally called me and she said, no, she's fine. I said, she's the size of a grown woman. She's 5'7". You know what I'm saying? She's 15. She's having long cycles. They're 30 days. And like the doctor is diagnosing her with PCOS. And then we did find out that her testosterone levels were elevated, which is causing a lot of the issues, right?
Mhm.
And so not only is she having that, but she's also dealing with her hair falling out.
Mhm.
Right. So then I'm like, okay, we got to figure out what is I'm trying to tell them our story, what she's going through. And they're like, oh, yeah, that might not be related. I'm going, no, you don't know. It's got to be related. I know it's hormonal. And I had known it was hormonal from the time I was pregnant with my 2-year-old because she had to go to the hospital. And she was in the hospital for a week for a headache that would never stop. And I'm going, y'all, it's got to be hormonal. The girl ain't had a cycle in months. And they're like, we don't think it's hormonal. It's not. I'm like, no, this is hormonal. It's got to be. So I kept that. And so then this happening, and I'm like, we're going to find something. And so I looked it up again, and here they come. So we bought the stuff and for her, and she tried it. And with consistency, um, they worked. She ended up having 2 cycles back to back. She had never had a 7-day cycle ever. Okay. She
Mhm.
ended up having normal 7-day cycles. Um, Now she's not consistent now because again she's a kid. I gotta stay on. I'm on her about it, but she don't want to act right. But I'm like, Mega, they work when you use them. You know what I'm saying? You have to be consistent, and they do work. And I was reading the comments and a lot of the other women who in the reviews who were taking them. I'm like, this gotta help. This gotta work, and it does. It does work. I saw the change. I saw what it did, and it worked. It works. So, but consistency is definitely, what I'm saying, key
And
in anything.
that's the important thing. One of the things, like I said, with just being a full importance of the woman.
Hmm.
Somebody brought it to my attention, like, you always hot. I'm like, yeah. It's like,
Hmm.
when the last time you been to your OBGYN or something like that? I'm like, yeah, to me, when you say those words or initials, it's like pointless to me, right?
Hmm.
Because I already know what you're going to say. I
Yeah.
already know what you're going to do and things of that nature. And it's like, I don't want to waste my time. And even trying to become pregnant, it was, oh, you're older, you have this, you're overweight, you're this, and that. I don't know if it's going to happen. Like, why did I come here again?
Oh, they will get you together. The doc. Oh, they did. They got me together. I had my birth control taken out, and then I was in pain. I had to go to the hospital, and they kept trying to tell me my tube was blocked, and I told them to get their life. Okay, you're not gonna. They told me you were too old. 'Cause I was 39. They're like, you're. Oh, chance of you getting pregnant is slim to none, and this tube is blocked for this reason, and um, it's not gonna happen. I was like, first of all, you don't tell me what don't happen for me. If God wants that to happen, it's gonna happen. You don't know who I am, and you don't know who my Father is in heaven. Honest, okay. And you talking about my tube is messed up. That's a lie, because that's not what the ER doctor said. Okay, so you lying again. I pretty much told her to go tell her mama. That's get it to her. Don't get it to me. Okay, I'm not accepting that. And so I understand they will do that to you. They will use your age. And I told them, I said, listen, first of all, what y'all not gonna do is consider me geriatric pregnant when I'm, when I'm pregnant. Like, you're not gonna, don't even call me that, because I ain't old. I don't care how y'all define it, what y'all look at. I know it means, anybody over 35 or whatever, but whatever. Y'all ain't gonna even bring that to me. Take that back. Okay, I'm healthy. This baby gonna be healthy. When I did get pregnant. But they do it. They will have you. They will have you walking out of there, with low confidence in yourself and what God promised you. Right? You won't. No, they'll break your spirit, and it's not okay. I
Absolutely.
don't think
They
that's
were saying
okay.
the same thing when
Yeah,
I
that's
was
not okay.
40 something that you were saying when I was, it didn't make sense. I said, well, the same thing was happening when I was in my early 20s, when I wasn't overweight, when I was, you know what I'm saying, super
And
active.
a lot
So,
of times women can't lose weight because their hormones are off. And that hormonal weight is the hardest weight to get up. You can work out all you want to. If it's hormonal, that weight ain't going nowhere because you're out of balance. You're out of balance. And doctors they don't tell you that. They want to give you, or we'll just give you the birth control to balance everything. No, I don't need that. Now you're giving me a fake hormone. So now my body got to contend with the fake hormone when I got natural ones that's just out of whack. Like can we balance them? Can we bring them down? Can we do something else? There's got to be a natural way to fix it, right? And that's where I come in. I'm like, listen, I'm before I go into that area, we're gonna find the natural cure first, because I know God created it. He gave us everything we need. Everything is here. We just don't know about it because we weren't schooled on it. We're not educated on it. We're educated on pharmaceuticals. We're not educated on herbal supplements. You know what I'm saying? So you have to. That's where you have to get on your personal time is just start diving into it and just learning on your own because they're not going to give it to you. And there are some doctors who are educated in that, and they will, tell you, but they're not getting paid to give you a supplement, right? So they're not gonna recommend that. They're gonna say, no, but I have this pill over here that's gonna that's gonna balance that out. And but yeah, but now I got like a whole list of other side effects to go along with that pill. And see, my baby being 15, before she gets old enough to start having kids, y'all ain't finna jack her up before she get there,
mm,
right? And that's another thing. I'm like, first of all, she's 15. I do want her to be able to have children in the future. So I got to get on top of this now. I'm not going to wait till she's grown and say, oh, baby, you've been having it your whole life. And, well, I guess we can try to figure it out. No, we're going to figure it out now. Let's see. What's the issue? Go ahead and do the blood work. Find it so then I can figure out how to help it. Go find me the problem. Go ahead with all your science and everything. Go find the problem. Bring it back. Okay, I'm gonna pray about it. Lord, what we need to do with this, right? And go from there. I should have been a doctor, naturopathic doctor, right? But no, that's just kind of how I go about it. And if it comes to the point where she needs a medication, then that's the last resort, right? I'm not gonna count it out because medications does help, right? But I also believe that there's a natural cure that you can find first. All right. So I believe in going that route first. And if I have to go the medication route, then, you know, okay, we can try that.
well, I was definitely asking about the skincare because, like I said, um, the facial hair had gotten to the point where I was self conscious about it, and I wasn't even allowing anyone to touch my face. Well, I don't normally do that anyway,
Yeah.
but it was just like, ooh, what they looking at? Can they see the hair? Like, is there? And then with me being so light and the hair comes in black,
Yeah. You can
not
see
like
it.
you can really conceal it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, they can. Who wants to shave once or twice a week? Like, who wants to do that?
Your face, right? Who? I'm not a whole dude. No, I don't want to.
And if I don't,
Yeah.
oh, it's a whole problem.
Yeah. But that's them testosterone levels that are, what I'm saying, they are elevated. So it's creating the facial hairs and all the unwanted hair areas. My daughter hairy. I'm like, Lord,
Yeah.
but I again I knew off the gate that it was hormonal because I had already done the research prior to. He had already had me there, so I was ready when the situation began to, what I'm saying, really become a problem. We're like, wait, we got to pay focus in over here. But
Right.
again, and as a mom, for me, I'm in tune with my kids anyway. Time I know every change happening. You know what I'm saying? I'm on it. I had a solution when she first started needing to wear deodorant. I had already was learning about natural deodorant. I hadn't started making it yet, but I had already knew about it. So when she came to me and I smelled her, I said, "Whoa, come back here. Wait a minute. Okay." I created a deodorant for her. So I've been using natural deodorant, my own homemade deodorant for about 7 years or so now. I don't even buy deodorant. I also make a tooth powder. I just started buying toothpaste, not because I want to, but because I've been so busy I hadn't had time to make my tooth powder. But my tooth powder is awesome, and I took the kids to the dentist, and they hadn't been to the dentist in years. Okay, but the dentist was even impressed with their teeth, and she was like, "Their teeth are beautiful. Like they don't even have. They has a few cavities in between because they don't floss like they should, but overall." As far as the cleanliness of the teeth and the health of the gums was a big deal, and they were in perfect shape. And she was really kind of she was really telling me like your product, whatever you're making, it works. Keep using it. So, but that's just how the Lord built me. You know, I'm going to find I'm going to find a solution to the problem.
Wow, I'm learning. Well, this is the whole point of learning another human being, right?
Yeah,
Had no clue, no idea that you are able to do what you do.
yeah, I do a lot.
So that's the thing of anything of putting the people out here so the world can know who you are.
Mhm,
Getting the education out here that is available and to support one another is very important
mhm,
to me. Of making sure that people go to alpha and omega naturals.com, and I will be getting my hair products very, very soon. And I'm not just doing this because it's alpha, and I'm doing it because I know and I have read, I have seen um, that her products work.
mhm,
And when your products work, then there's word of mouth, there's share the wealth, and then there's the point of I'm always going to be a return client.
mhm.
That's how this works.
Yeah.
So again, I want everyone to not only share this conversation, but there's a lot of things that we talked about tonight, not only about our hair, but the whole woman, that
That is very important.
we um we all have these similar issues, that we are not getting all the proper information given to us to be able to help us with the issues that we have. We don't have to go around being embarrassed that you have facial hair or you have stomach hair or whatever, that's your hairy. I've been like that forever. And you get talked about, you get laughed at, or whatever the case may be, and you're not understanding that it is a hormone issue. Society is not that forgiving.
Mm-mm.
And so again, these conversations are needed to be able to help us better ourselves, feel better about ourselves, and be a whole healthy person from top all the way down.
Mhm.
So again, I appreciate you coming through tonight to really not I ain't gonna say I don't care if they don't get it, but I got it for myself because I needed it. And again, I'm always gonna be supportive of you, not only because your products are good, but because it's you. You have been a sweetheart since I met you. And you're close to me, literally.
Yeah.
So it makes life a lot easier. Again, I do have some announcements before we get off. So in October of last year, God set me down and was like, I need to talk to you. I need you to sit down and reset because you are wasting a lot of time. You're wasting a lot of money going in the wrong direction. So he said, the blueprint God's design, go back to it. You can't go wrong with going back to the Bible, going back to the story or where it all began, where he designed you and he knows the plans that he had for you. Go
Mhm.
back to that plan. Get out your own way.
Yeah.
Start over, move forward, and follow the blueprint. You'll never go wrong. That is on Amazon, or you can put my name in, Camila Foster, and it will come up. If you want to donate to the show, keep the lights on here, as we call the DTE. You can cash out at dollar sign Sunshine Camila, Kamilah. anything is appreciative, thank you in advance. My friend Alita Cotton has the best turmeric and ginger teas this side of heaven. She
Mm-hmm.
has her own tea line for it. Her business name, AC's Teas, 313-380-0321. Again, AC's Teas, 313-380-0321. She is on Facebook at AYECEE. Again, AYECEE. Please support one more time for Alpha's website, alpha and omega naturals.com. Please support her. You see how her hair is, right? You see how her skin is going, right? That's not a wig.
No, it's not a wig. Not at all.
So again, if she could do that for herself,
I
not
did.
that I want my hair like that, because I will cut it off in a minute. But even in your shortness, it should be still healthy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Miss Alpha, before we get off, you have the last words.
I want to say again, thank you so much for allowing me to come on here and share my story. You are an awesome, awesome woman, and this platform is awesome and it's truly blessed by God. And I just want you to know that. So keep doing what you're doing. It's going to grow, it's going to be phenomenal, it's going to be big. So I just want you to know that, okay? I love everything about this show, and support her, y'all. Support her, just like she's telling y'all to support me. Support her, and we are in this thing together. We gonna get where we need to be. God has blessed us and ordained us to be connected, and you guys connected for a reason. So again, follow us, and we will. We respond back. To people who follow us and have questions and comments. Reach out to us. Reach out to myself. Reach out to her. Whatever questions you may have, like she said, and I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful in the place where God has me right now. I've come a long way, and I'm so proud of me. I am so proud of me because it could have been different. I just went through a crazy divorce. It could have been different, right? But it was peaceful. God gave me what I asked for, and I'm here today. I'm saying, living my dreams and I'm here on your platform to share what I have to offer. And again, thank you so much.
Girl, you almost made me cry. That girl. Listen, I don't know why these guests come on my show and be trying to make me cry. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So, girl, just messed me up. I'm trying to go. So every Tuesday and Thursday, unless something happens, I'm always here. Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. So next Tuesday, I will have Miss Nidra Fields, who is she's a chef. So, and her food looks so delicious. Unfortunately, she's not in Michigan. She's in Philly. But however, she makes her food look so delicious. It's just ridiculous. It's more than kale, Kale. So she'll be here on Thursday. I mean Tuesday, and then Thursday, May 18th, Madison Coates
Ooh.
will be here. Um, my bratty friends, my little sister from Perilous Times will be here, and I'm so excited. I'm excited for all my PT people that's out here doing it big. I'm telling you guys, you should follow them, whatever they're doing. I promise you, I'm gonna try to get every PT person on this show before the year's out. That's my goal. Because I feel like every person in the world needs to know who these people are. They're literally one person away from where they need to be. Um, so again, I will see you guys back on Tuesday. ready for the next person to tell their story, how they're, I can't even say surviving, they're living, how they got to where they are, and for her, while she's cooking, and for Madison, while she has her own business, while she's acting, things of that nature. I want to know. So, again, tonight, as we always state, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny, proven over and over again since we started this show. Of course, Alpha, thanks for coming in tonight and blessing us with your story, telling us about your products. And I'm amped not only to support, but also use them myself. And also, somebody smile because you are on God's candid camera. Can't go wrong with that. So, again, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Peace.
Bye.